I saw a post. I saw a post just now as I was getting ready to lay down and just relax. My daughter is taking a nap, thankfully. And the post is about highly sensitive people. And so I wanted to share a few of the things that I read because I know I'm a highly sensitive person, and it's not the easiest. And I'll just say it like that. Highly sensitive people are great at noticing patterns, making connections, and finding meaning. They're often spiritual because they simply understand the way everything relates. One thing that's kind of hard about being highly sensitive is the fact that you understand a lot of things like patterns, changes and shifts in energy, people's moods, attitudes. You can sense people's motives. You can definitely pick up on people's emotions. Good and bad. It doesn't have to be always negative. But that's why I feel, as a highly sensitive person, being alone is something that is like the best thing for me. And that's why a lot of people who are loners and hermits, like I was talking about last night or early this morning, that's why a lot of people who are that way, are like that, because when you have such a sensitivity to other people's emotions, energy, shifts in energy and stuff like that, it can sometimes make you feel unbalanced. And it can sometimes be like you're in a wading pool, and whenever a wave of somebody else's emotions comes, or whenever there's a shift in somebody's emotions, you're not really as grounded unless you have practiced grounding and meditation techniques to, make sure that you stay grounded. And then you also have to be able to differentiate between what is you and what is other people. And, one thing I'll say about that is, as a person who is highly sensitive, I think the reason why we stay to ourselves as much as we do, is so much, is because we have to, I know for me, I'll just speak for me, I have to spend a lot of time alone so that I can figure out what's me. And I will say almost 9.5 times out of 10, it's not me when I leave out of the house and when I don't feel good. Because see, I'm always doing checks of myself. I'm always paying very close attention to myself. I'm always, and very highly sensitive people are very sensitive to themselves, to their bodies, the way that, I can feel things happening in my body. I can. And that is a little weird, because that will cause me to have feelings or wondering if I'm not even going to try to be funny, but it can make you feel like sometimes you're having a heart attack, or you're having pains in your body that is really not there. Because I absorb so much of other people's energy that when I'm around people or when I'm outside, my body literally hurts. That, I don't know how to live with that, other than doing the things that I do, which is shutting myself off to the world and people, and spending the majority of my time alone, as well as smudging, using sage. I have carried crystals around, or stones. I do use other metaphysical ways of protecting myself, like I do spiritual baths and things like that. I use all types of herbs that I know can aid in protecting my energy, my aura, and ridding myself of negative energies, as well as bringing positive energy to me. And so, that's that. And then the next one, I'm just kind of talking because I'm waiting on a video from somebody, on YouTube that I wanted to catch in their live. I wanted to be in their live. But anyway, so I'm just kind of just talking. Highly sensitive people are like human lie detectors. Because of their emotional intelligence, it's easy for them to sense if a person is being genuine or not. I want to make it a point to say that all highly sensitive people are not, I don't want to say good people, but I don't want to use the terms good or bad. All highly sensitive people do not have benevolent energy. Benevolent, you could say, is good. And then malevolent, you could say, is not good. And so I don't want to use the words good or bad, evil and stuff like that. I'll just say malevolent, because it's all about the intentions. I can have malevolent intentions to protect myself if a person has malevolent intentions on hurting me. That does not mean I am a malevolent person, because I am benevolent at my core and in my heart. And I know this, including in my mind. I have my moments and my days, but it's not something that's at the core of me. That's not how I am. And so the reason why I wanted to say that is because we get confused with these empath titles and this whole spiritual thing. And we think that all people who have spiritual gifts or who are sensitive to energy or who are empaths are people who are good, or I'll say benevolent, and they're not. And the reason why I said that is because malevolent people whose intentions and cores are malevolent, because they are out there. I don't care what nobody says, they're out there. Malevolent people, they are able to pick up energy as well. And it's not always that when you're hanging with somebody and they're spiritual and they're picking up things, it's not always that those people are like you. Because malevolent people, like I said, they can be highly sensitive as well. That is how they are able to manipulate people who are benevolent. That is how they're able to be around people and not really stand out. Because unless you are a very, very highly sensitive person, you're not going to be able to see behind the malevolence of that person, if that makes sense. And so I said that because what I just read, highly sensitive people are like human lie detectors. Well, malevolent, highly sensitive people, they are able to pick up on lies as well. I mean, everything that you think that is benevolent about yourself, just know that there is a malevolent force to match your benevolence. And I'm not saying that to make anybody afraid. I'm saying it to make you aware, because everybody who has spiritual gifts and who are empaths and highly sensitive, they are not benevolent. And they can pick up on things just like you can. Because sometimes as a benevolent person, I have to lie about certain things. Like if I'm in danger and I feel like I know that I'm in danger and I can feel this, I don't give a damn who else can't pick it up. If I know that and then I'm asked a certain question and I'm literally in danger, I'm going to lie about it, because I have to protect myself while I'm in the space or in the situation with a malevolent energy. And so malevolent people can pick up on lies as well. And they know when you're lying about something, even though you're not malevolent like them, you're just trying to protect yourself. Okay. And that's how malevolent people are able to get benevolent people, because it's easy for them to sense if a person is being genuine or not. So they know people who are empaths, benevolent empaths. They know people who are highly sensitive and they're benevolent. They know spiritual people who are benevolent. They know. And that is all the more reason why they try and come around you, because I would call those people who are highly sensitive and malevolent, I would call those people who are spiritual and empathic that are malevolent, I would call those people energy vampires. Because, see, they're sensitive to energy as well. And if they weren't, they would not know how to manipulate people who do have the same gifts, and whether they know about these gifts or not. Everyone has them. but some people are just more aware of them than others. I've always been aware of mine. And in 2018, I became aware of them outside of myself, meaning a lot of these things, a lot of these gifts that I have or abilities, I have always walked in them, but I did not know there was a name for them. I did not know other people had them, and I did not know other people could sense them that much. But all my life, I have been told things about myself from strangers, from teachers, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? How do you see that, or how do you know that? But at the same time, I still wasn't as aware at all as I am now. Highly sensitive people are skilled at reading body language, sensing slight shifts, and noticing small details. This gives them access to insights that others often miss. And this is what I was talking about in my video, in my live yesterday, because as a person who is highly sensitive and empathic and has these, I will call them clairaudient or clear gifts. I'm going to do another live. I'm going to do a different live about that. You know, I pick up on a lot of things. Actually, if I'm going to be honest, I pick up on the subtleties of pretty much everything. I just don't say anything. And the reason why is because when you let people know too much about what you know and about how you operate, it's just like giving random countries access to our war codes or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't just let everybody, and I have to be careful with this because I'm a very open and honest person, and I want to help people, and I want to, be there for people. But at the same time, I have to remember that as the Sagittarius with the third decan, which means I'm a very late degree Sagittarius, I'm gonna find that article again. Hold on, is somebody arguing? It's none of my business, but I mean, I just want to make sure people are okay. But anyway, as a third decan Sagittarius, a late degree Sagittarius, I'm gonna find the article and read it one day. I have the ability to see right through people, and I know people say that, but I mean, I can literally get to the truth about who a person is. And it's kind of scary because I uncover motives in people who nobody will really see this stuff in. And then I get looked at for a while like, okay, that's really fucked up, or, you're wrong, or you're judging people, or you're not, I'm the troublemaker. But then it turns out that this person really was what the fuck I said they are. And I have experienced that my whole damn life. And that is the reason why I'm starting to just shut the hell up. Tamar Braxton said something when she started to become aware that she needed to shut her ass up and not always give her opinion. It was on I think it was on the Braxtons or Tamar Event show, and she was like, I ain't had to say that because she had said something fucked up to her sister Tracy. She was always saying something fucked up. I like Tamar though, and she said something about Tracy, and at this time she became aware that she could say some pretty fucked up shit, and she don't always have to say it. Man, Tamar, she got in, you know how they do like the little interviews or whatever during the show, and they'll have the person sitting like, in a room, and they'll just give commentary. Tamar said, I ain't have to say that. She said, shut thine ass up. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning to shut thine ass up. Just because you pick up something, feel something, hear something, notice something, sense something, does not mean that you always have to say something. Because see, I'm the kind of person where I want to help people. And if I know that it's a fucked up person in the camp, bitch, I gotta say something, because then y'all gonna be looking at me like, how come you just wandered off and wandered away? Well, it's because I seen some shit. I felt that shit. I heard that shit and I ain't like that shit. And I knew that shit was out of order, and I know that person is not right. And instead of y'all getting mad at me because y'all don't see what the hell I see, I'm just gonna float away. Because see, I've been blamed one too many times for seeing shit and pointing it out, and then I get looked at as a person that's fucked up because I can sense it, and because I know, and then nobody ever comes back and says, "Okay, I'm sorry," and I don't really expect them to, but I just noticed that is a part of my life journey. To be so sensitive and so aware of so much shit, but I'm not going to get the recognition for it. Not that I need it. It's more of the validation. Because when you know things and you are able to pick up on so much, but then you get blamed for it, that has been my life journey. And it causes a lot of inner conflict and inner issues, and it casts you to the side. So I don't want recognition for noticing that somebody's fucked up. I don't want recognition for noticing that we shouldn't have went to that party and I didn't go, but I told y'all not to go and y'all went and something happened. I don't want recognition like that. I just want validation when motherfuckers run my name through the mud because I knew the what's up and nobody else seen it. I just want validation after y'all have went back after y'all have said all of this foul shit about me. Or after I tried to warn you about something, and then, because I'm not going to say I told you so, but I'm definitely going to feel I told you so. And I'm going to feel bad because I don't want people to go through the shit that I know they're going to have to go through because they simply don't see what I see. There are seers for a fucking reason. There are feelers for a reason. There are hearers for a reason. And there are sensors for a reason. And if you really know of a person that has those gifts and that has that awareness in other realms and even in this realm, whatever realm, if you are around a person that's like that and they have checked out to be a credible person, please take heed when they talk to you, when they say things to you, please, because it's hard having these gifts. And when you put yourself out there and you say things and you get rejected, that is not a good feeling, and it causes the person who is gifted to shut their gifts down and to go and hide within themselves, and then to think that there's something wrong with them, when in reality we need more intuitive people on those types of levels. We need more people who are not afraid to say what the hell it is that they see, feel, hear, and sense and know. We need more people who are able to see things in the realms that mostly pretty much everybody else can't. And so highly sensitive people are skilled at reading body language, sensing slight shifts, and noticing small details. This gives them access to insights that others miss. This is why I live the type of life that I do, because when you're sensitive of a person as I am, and other people, because I'm not the only person, and there are people that are way more sensitive than me and who have more developed gifts than me. I just know where the hell I'm at. So I'm not saying I'm the best thing, going out here as far as spiritually, but I know I'm not. I know I'm there. But just be careful when it comes to the things that you sense, because one thing that I have learned is to check myself first. Whenever you get something from the inside as a highly sensitive or an empathic or a spiritual person, check yourself first to make sure it's not you, and make sure that you're not projecting. But see, you also have to be on a level of honesty with yourself. You have to be on a level of transparency in yourself, within yourself, and with yourself. And once you get to that level, and you can differentiate between what is you and what is that person or other people, or just even differentiate between you and the outside world. When you know yourself on the inside, I don't give a damn who tells you that you are not feeling, seeing, sensing, knowing or picking up shit. If you felt that shit, if you seen it, if you sensed it, if you know it, if you feel it, God damn it, it is what it is. Because see, I am a slow justice burner type of person. So my type of energy can pick up shit so far, so fucking far. That was a car outside. I don't know if it was able to be heard on the video, but anyway, I am able to pick up shit from so fucking far away and so distant that it may not be coming into the awareness of anybody else's field. And it'll take longer because I was able to pick it up so much and so quick and so soon that it may take a while for it to come to pass. And guess the hell what? I'm cool with that because I know I'm not lying. Because I know that, and here's the thing. When you are a person like this, always triple, quadruple check. And that can put us in dangerous situations as well. I'm only saying this to people who doubt themselves, like how I did. Because a lot of people who are spiritual, they may say, hell no, if I feel something the first time, I'm not finna wait around for it. That's cool, that's you. But see, when I'm talking about on the level of such depth that you know nobody else knows this, all shit, she done went live. You know that nobody else can feel this shit. And you know that most people are not able to pick this shit up. Sometimes you're going to need more than the confirmation that you got that one time, because you have to factor in. See, I'm a very thorough person. You have to factor in a lot of different things. You know, when it comes to a person and you picking up some off energy, you have to factor in, is it you? Is it you projecting? Is it them? Are they having a bad day? Is it this? Is it that? Excuse me, these are all inner processes that I go through. These are not necessarily thoughts. This is just how my abilities work. And once I figure all of that shit out, and it still come back, and it still come back to me that it's not me, but that what I know, that I know is what I know. Oh, bitch, I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't have nothing else to say. And then I shut down, and then it's not good, because then it's just not good. Okay, last point. Historically, highly sensitive people were the healers and spiritual advisors within their tribes. They were valued for their ability to read people and situations. Look at the world that we live in today. We are not valued for being extrasensory perceptive people. Everyone has extrasensory perception. You have a gut feeling, you have intuition, you have knowing or knowings, and you have feelings. You know what I'm saying? You can sense, not feelings like emotions, but you can feel certain things. Okay, and in the world that we live in the society, I should say, that we live in, these things are demonized, because highly sensitive people can come off as schizophrenics. Highly sensitive people can come off as bipolar. Highly sensitive people can come off as too sensitive. And they'll say that, oh, you're just too sensitive. You know what I mean? And they'll say that in a very nasty or derogatory way. And I don't like that. And so I'm going to read. Let's see. I'm going to read an article about highly sensitive person traits, just so I can give you a general understanding for those who may need it. Or may want to check and see if this is them. I just want to read a little bit about it. The highly sensitive person explained. And here's the thing. The person who I'm waiting on, who's going live, she talks about 10 minutes before she actually gets to the point. And so that's why, even though she did just, I got the notification, I'm just going to read this a little bit, because I don't want to hear all that beginning shit. I like shit straight to the point, and I can't control that. So, due to that, I'm just gonna wait a minute. Highly sensitive person. A highly sensitive person is a relatively new phrase, even though it's not a new thing, but has been the subject of much research since the early 1990s. It was coined, this word or this term was coined by Elaine and Arthur Aron in 1997. It says it is estimated that 15 to 20% of the population have sensory processing sensitivity, which is a personality trait, not a disorder or a diagnosis. Essentially, some individuals have a central nervous system that is more sensitive and stimuli, whether physical, emotional, or social, is processed more deeply. See, you can understand how sensitive you are and just how bad it can be in a negative sense, which is good for you in a sense because you're able to pick up on things and you're more aware than most people. But I know that this awareness can be hard on the physical body because I have nervous system disorders and dysfunctions. My autonomic nervous system, which is the parasympathetic and the sympathetic parts of your nervous system, are very out of whack, and it's called dysautonomia. And I'll share about that as well one day because what they call it is POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, but the short term for it, I guess, is dysautonomia. And it is linked to trauma, childhood trauma, and there is a link to CPSD. And so with that being CPTSD, so with that being said, if you were to link the nervous system, highly sensitive personalities, and trauma, if you link all that stuff together and understand it, you'll understand that when you have been through a lot of trauma, it heightens your awareness to energy fields and to pretty much every and anything that is that you can't see. It heightens your senses, and it's not just your five senses, it's the sixth sense. That's why Carl Jung talked about trauma not being something that should be looked at as a negative thing. But see, he's Swedish, I believe, and so he comes from a different way of thinking than we do here in the West. We don't embrace the things that we have been through. We're told that these things are bad and, all these different things. But the truth is, most people who are highly sensitive, highly psychic, and highly empathic, most of those people have very traumatic and adverse childhood experiences. And that's just what it is. So, essentially, some individuals have a central nervous system that is more sensitive, and stimuli, whether physical, emotional, or social, is processed more deeply. These individuals are said to be more highly sensitive people. And that's why I was saying, when I go outside of my apartment, oh, really? That's deep. Well, I'm saying it for people who may not know as well, but how are you doing? When I go outside of my apartment and I go to the grocery, oh my God, the grocery store is like the worst place for me. Anywhere that I go, it is very hard for me to be outside of my apartment because it's too much stimulation. And I start feeling sick. I start feeling tired. I start feeling worn down. And then next thing you know, I come back home and I take a bath or a shower, or I sage myself. And I sit with myself and just bask in my atmosphere, in my place. And I feel like totally better. I don't have to take a Tylenol. I don't have to make a doctor's appointment because yes, some of these aches and pains that I feel are scary to me. And I don't always know if it's me or if it's energy that I picked up because I am very sensitive in my body even. And that is a scary thing because sometimes I think I'm having a goddamn heart attack or a stroke and all this other stuff. But it's just that I'm picking up too much energy. Being highly, I'm going to read the traits so I can get to my video that I want to listen to. Some examples of highly sensitive persons' characteristics are: number one, they often absolutely abhor violence, abuse, neglect, and cruelty. It almost hurts them physically. Yes, this is why I cannot watch certain things. This is why I don't want to hear about certain things. Because when I hear about something, I can feel it as I'm being told or as I'm being shown, and I can't handle that. So you also have to know your limits and your boundaries, and you have to have boundaries as a highly sensitive person. Number two, they need more downtime than normal. They thrive in silence and in a slower pace of life. They need extra time to relax and process the experiences of the day. This all was happening to me and I had no clue, because see, the older I get, the worse it gets. It's crazy because we have the potential to be more violent than others. Yeah, that's true, because our emotions are extreme because we feel on an extreme level, but that's only if we're provoked or if we're taken for granted, in my case. But I also know that if I'm being provoked or taken for granted, like I talked about in my video yesterday, I swim the hell away, because I know that I can get exactly how you're saying, more violent than others. I know that. And that's why I just swim away, because like I was saying in my video, you should go watch my video from last night too, or early this morning. I go from 0 to 100. There is no in between with me. It's either I'm calm or I'm on motherfucking fire. And we don't need that or want that. So that's why I just try and stay calm, because the older I get, I'm realizing I'm responsible for my reactions and my actions. So I can't say somebody made me do this. No, that's a part of being an evolved person. Take responsibility for the things that you have done. And when you are able to do that, you start to know, you start to become aware of yourself. And when you are in a position that could possibly compromise your peace or compromise your safety, or you can compromise the safety of others, you will put boundaries around yourself so that you will not allow yourself to just be in any type of situation. Because you know that you'll cut the hell up. They need extra time to relax and process the experiences of each day. That is very true. And that's why I'm laying down right now. Number three, they tend to be low maintenance and easy to please. They enjoy the simple things in life and don't settle for less. Do you know how much of my nervous system gets hyped up when it comes to realizing that people need so much, like, materialistic things? It's almost like you're reading my soul word for word. Aw, yeah, I mean, because we all are connected. I don't really like being a part of a collective type of situation, because I love my individualism, and I love to be shut off. But I do know that my soul is connected to the collective consciousness and awareness. And so I help and I insert myself where I am needed, or if someone needs me and I feel that I'm led to do it, I'll be there. But it's very hard for me to be a part of the collective, because it's draining. But I wonder if I hope everybody's okay outside, because it's a lot of noise. They tend to be low maintenance and easy to please. It's draining to not be of low maintenance. Like, I'm just very, very simple. I love to be simple, because thinking up too much stuff or thinking up too much will have me, I just don't like it. I'll explain that later. Number four, making decisions takes longer than normal. They have to weigh the pros and cons to come up with the best possible decision. Because they tend to take in more information, they can get trapped in overthinking, which takes more time to process. That is very true. Number five, they have difficulty with change. Familiar is a lot less stimulating than something new. That is true, because as a feeler, I have to feel through everything, and I feel through it and I sense it with my emotions. So if something doesn't sit right with me, when I feel through it, I'm not going to be able to do it or be a part of it. They can be excited for a positive change and highly anxious about it at the same time. This is what I was just saying. As long as they are moving forward, positive things will happen. But you have to know your journey and your path and your destiny. Everything is not for me. I don't care how exciting it seems. Everything is not for me. Number six, They feel things more deeply. They notice fine and minor details. They are very observant and will reflect on their experiences, good and bad. This can lead to overthinking and obsessing. Highly sensitive persons can have a million good things happen in a given day, but they will obsess over the one bad thing. That's true. They have great difficulty with criticism and conflict. They tend to already be hard on themselves and are aware of their shortcomings. So when someone points them out, it could be doubly overwhelming. That's true. I'm only really going to comment on things that come to my mind right away because I'm trying to get to my video. But I do want to complete this because I want to put this on YouTube. Number 8, they tend to have a very rich inner world, are often more creative, perceptive, insightful, and self-aware. That is beyond true. They dream big and have no problem reaching those dreams. Having a rich inner life is what allows a highly sensitive person, who I believe on some level is a genius, that is what allows them to be alone, because their inner world cannot be made up for with outside or external forces or stimuli. We just don't need it because it's like we have a damn Six Flags, a bouncy house, and any other type of amusement park, all types of fun things that you can think of. It's like we have all that shit on the inside of us. For me, that's how I am, especially being a Pisces moon. I don't need to have much outside interaction with anybody. I don't need to have anybody in my space. Like, I'm on 10 and I'm geeked up all the time when I'm alone. It's when I go out or have to be around people, that's when the stress comes. Number 9. And the reason why the stress comes is because I often feel like I have to perform for people because I'm able to pick up so much. I understand what everybody wants. And as a giver, I want to give that to people, but it's not always my responsibility. So I get caught up in things like that. And that's another reason why I stay away, because I can get caught up in trying to make sure that everybody's okay, trying to make sure everybody has what they want. And I can literally float around a room and basically be everything for every fucking body at one time. And that's exhausting, but it's very fulfilling as a person because I just want to care for people and I want to love. Number 9, they are often misunderstood. Highly sensitive persons are commonly told they are too thin-skinned and overly sensitive. Remember, that's something I was just saying in the beginning. Because of their higher anxiety and tendency to withdraw in new or tense situations, highly sensitive persons can be seen as shy and standoffish, being labeled something they are not. Many highly sensitive persons are actually extroverts. That is not true for me. That is not my testimony. I am very shy and I am very standoffish, but it's because I'm also kind of paranoid because I can pick up the thoughts of other people. That's another gift that I have. And so being able to pick up the thoughts of people that are around me and being able to sense the shifts in energy, I roll with the tides. When I feel something, your voice is soothing as you should be a voice therapist. Oh, that is so sweet. I appreciate that. I've heard that a lot. That is really sweet. Thank you. Because I don't really like my voice that much. I feel like it's too deep and it can get raspy. But that's just me. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. I am very shy. That is why I'm not really on camera. Plus my hair is not done. And I'm just kind of moseying around the house a little bit, lazy. But I'm having fun. But I am very shy. I'm very standoffish. And that's why people also think I don't want to be bothered with them, which in some cases that's true. But if anybody sees me out in public, that is an opportunity for people to pretty much take advantage of that before I go back home. But, it happens, and sometimes I don't like it. Number 10, they tend to keep their social circle small, but full of love and support. It takes a lot for them to let another person in, but when they do, they are there for the long haul. That is so true. I don't like people in my space. I've talked about that yesterday. So, some tips. If you relate to the experiences of a highly sensitive person, there are many things you can do to minimize overstimulation. I'm going to read some of this, and then I'm going to get off of here. Number one, avoid crowds. Go shopping on less busy days. I used to go before I had my daughter. My son, me and him and I would go to the grocery store at like midnight, like on the weekend, because my kids are kind of like night owls with me, especially my daughter. And so I would make sure I went to the stores where they were like 24-hour stores, because I'm just not a fan of doing everything everybody else is doing at the same time, being at the same place, and it's very crowded. It's not me. It's not for me. And I have to wear headphones every time I leave the house, but I wear them inside the house too, because I like to keep my mind busy, because my mind needs to be distracted from everything. Number two, surround yourself with positivity and beauty, which is why I have my canopy net and my garland with my lights that are not on right now. I gotta go, but I'm gonna be back. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. My mandala tapestry. If I was to plug it up, you would see it a lot better. And then my, my little hanging string things on my bathroom door. So yeah, I definitely surround myself with beauty in my space and positivity and things that make me feel good, because that's just how I like to do. Take regular walks in the woods, take a dip in a creek, hang beautiful artwork in your home. And I do love to walk along creeks, as long as it's safe. And I love to be in the woods, as far as like the green woods, not, let me stop. I like hikes and I love nature. Number three, exercise regularly if recommended. Now, I'm going to say this. Some people who are highly sensitive, they have exercise intolerance. I am a person who did not know that I had an intolerance to exercising, and it's due to me having postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. When you have that type of, dysautonomia, when you have something like that, it is very, very hard for you to lay down, stand up, sit up, and get up and walk around for long periods of time. It's hard to hold your hands above your head. It is hard for you to stand up and not almost feel like you're going to faint or feel like your heart is beating out of your chest. And so if I was to try and exercise, that would kind of be a little dangerous for me, because I could faint. Now, I do like taking walks, and even still in taking walks, I have to sit down probably every 2 to 5 minutes, because my heart will start beating too fast, my blood pressure will drop really low, and I'll start to feel dizzy and a lot of different things. I have to keep candy and sweets, or something that can help I don't know if it's my blood sugar, because I don't have diabetes. I've been checked several times, but I don't have it. But it's something, the autonomic nervous system controls and regulates, without you having to do anything, your vital signs. And so the vital signs, for those who may not be aware or know for sure what they are, is your oxygen level, your temperature, I believe your blood sugar, your, if I didn't say heart rate, that's one, your blood pressure, I think your body temperature, if I didn't say that. I'm kind of all over the place, because it also causes memory issues. I'm going to do a video about that, because I don't talk about it a lot, but I suffer from the symptoms a lot in my life, and it's very debilitating. I've been diagnosed with it for about 2 or 3 years, but I have actually been experiencing these symptoms since I was a kid. I can go back to times where my grandmother and my aunts, her sisters, would take me shopping with them to like JCPenney, the big, the stores, JCPenney's Boston store, Yonkers. Who remembers Yonkers? Oh my God, I love Yonkers. But I remember I was being taken to those places when I was younger, and my grandmother, my aunts would like be trying on clothes and things like that. And I remember under the age of 10, I would have to sit down, and because I couldn't stand up too long, because I would feel faint, and I would feel like I just would feel so terrible, like I wasn't gonna make it. And I remember fainting in school on the steps when I was 14. I remember having to damn near crawl to a teacher's classroom who kept a lot of candy and treats for students because I needed some sugar, but I don't have diabetes. And when I would eat it, or even when I would drink orange juice, or anytime I would eat fruit or just eat in general, I would feel so much better once it got in me. That's why I choose juicy fruit gum, and I keep it at the top of my mouth, the roof of my mouth, so I can suck on it, because it really kind of helps to regulate whatever that issue is. And I am under doctor's care for it. I see a cardiac electrophysiologist because I have heart palpitations. Like, all this shit that I'm saying is connected to being a highly sensitive person, as well as having a lot of trauma, and I have complex PTSD. So by me having these issues, that is how I learned that in order for you as a highly sensitive person and a person who has a lot of trauma to get better and to heal yourself from these issues, you really do have to start meditating, drinking a lot of water, and taking up some type of spiritual or metaphysical practice so that you can calm and regulate the nervous system during times of distress or some type of flare-up or attack. I'm going to move on. Yoga can be a rewarding choice, but getting your blood moving will give your day a lift. Number 4, get enough sleep. The next day will be crazy enough. Rest up. Number 5, participate in meditation, deep breathing, and relaxation techniques. Prayer is also a good choice. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. Number 6, keep your self-talk positive. Be kind and gentle to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror daily and say something positive. It may sound silly, but it works. Number 7, say no when you need to. If the situation is going to be too overwhelming, just say no. If you've had a rough week at work, a loud, lively party is not going to work for you. But see, that's all in you accepting the fact and knowing the fact that you are a highly sensitive person if you fit this description and if you have these, kind of problems. Number 8, journaling is an excellent way to get your thoughts, feelings, and emotions out. There are many styles. Find one and go with it. Bullet journaling is a favorite way of many. Number 9, do something creative. Arts and crafts, coloring, painting, and drawing. I don't have my glasses on, so it's kind of hard for me to see this stuff. Number 10, bubble baths can literally wash your troubles away. Adding candles and bath salts can make it a very enjoyable and relaxing experience. So these are the things that that I was talking about before that can really help you as a person to handle the sensitivity that you have, because there's nothing wrong with it. For years, I thought something was wrong with me. And when I realized that I was a highly sensitive person, it scared me, but then it also kind of made me kind of take a step back and look at myself and learn myself so that I can become stable on the inside and grounded on the inside, so that when I do go out or when people come into my atmosphere, I'm not the one changing. And then it's not that I'm taking on other people's issues or their feelings or their emotions. I'm realizing they're not mine. And then I realized it because once I got the hell away out those situations, I was good. I'm going to have to catch this. My signal's not good in the gym. Okay, is that my Trini? It's so crazy. I do want to say this. I love you, and I do miss you, and I am going to send you a message. Whatever you choose to do with it is fine with me, but I have been thinking about you. So I am really going through little phases in my life right now that I'm kind of in and out, and I'm not able to be 100% in any relationship really. And so I do want to acknowledge that I do love you. I do miss you, and we'll talk, in private. But yes, I look forward to sharing more information with you all about these types of things because it is my passion, especially because it is my life. It is not something that I have read upon and then became. It is something that I always was and that I have actually learned there are other people like me out here. And there are resources to help with these, ways that we are, because we just think that we're all human and we think that that's just it and that's just the end all be all. No, we have a whole soul on the inside of us that is connected to the cosmos. And that I'm not going to keep going because then I'll start talking about all types of other stuff. But look, if you feel like you are a highly sensitive person, just go to Google and type in highly sensitive person or highly sensitive people, and then put traits or characteristics or signs. And then you will understand these things about yourself. Go back and reflect on the trauma that you've been through and see what part of your life has caused this thing to just open up in you. Now, I do want to say that some people don't have trauma and they are like this. That's true. And that's fine. If you have not been through any trauma and you are a highly sensitive person, that is great. But for the most part, and from my experience, I'm talking from my personal experience, I know that highly sensitive people most of them are people who've been through a lot of trauma. And so that's really all I want to say. Have a great day.